Welcome to the Camper Chef channel. Tonight, we'll be preparing a Tomahawk Ribeye. Started by letting it sit, come closer to room temperature with some sea salt, coarse sea salt, and some fresh ground black pepper on all sides, both sides, and on the sides of it. And I've cut up one zucchini squash, cutting fairly thick because this is a longer grilling process, and when I put these on there, I'd like them to be a little more substantial. No sneezing on these right yet. I'm going to take a piece of aluminum foil. I'm going to wrap around this end of the bone. It's just to keep the bone looking nicer, not getting all burnt looking. Not necessary. But since this is a YouTube channel, we got to make it look good. Next up will be the grill. Alright, I've got my charcoal started and in the grill. I've got my little basket with some chips. This hickory chips, in this case, I have actually soaked them to get them a little moister because I want this to be a more of a moist smoke, and I also want it to be burn a little bit slower. Start off with, I've got the cowboy ribeye. I'm going to put it on this end of the grill for the cooler, so it will bring up the temperature a little bit slower with the colder smoke. Close this. All we can do now is wait. Alright, got about an hour in the smoke. This time I've got some coals heated up, more charcoal, ready to go. We're going to put this charcoal in, we'll slide the grate over, and once it gets hot, we'll move the steak over and get it seared. So we'll be ready to finish off. Start by moving the wood chips out of the way and dump some charcoal. Nice hot coals. Slide the grate over. Place zucchini squash. Let those start cooking. Alright. Get the steak moved over the heat. As always, we want hot coals. We don't want big flames when I'm grilling a steak. Fortunately, the rain has let up for me tonight. It's not the case earlier. By keeping the lid closed, we minimize the flare-ups and the flames from burning the meat, as opposed to cooking it, searing it properly with high heat. In this particular case, I've only used salt and pepper because a lot of other spices that contain sugar, and they can caramelize, but they can also burn when you're using a high heat. So watch out from those type of spices when you're going to do a hot sear on a grill. That burnt flavor. Crisp burnt meat is one thing, but when it's burnt sugars, it's not always the best flavor. We don't want big flare-ups. We want hot heat. As you can tell by the smoke blowing, got a steady wind going tonight. Zucchini squash. Look at that, get a flare up as soon as we do it. Make this quick. Shut it back down. check on it. Flip the steak again. See how it's going. Looks like we're doing quite well. Flip the other direction. Feel for how done the meat is. At this point, we're still in the heavy rare zone. Close it back down. Pan ready. I'm going to promptly pull this off, put it in the pan, and go in and wrap some aluminum foil around it to retain the heat while it rests for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Here we go. Back down with the zucchini squash. We'll be back to get that in a moment. Now I'm back with the zucchini squash. Softened. Plate. Let's get inside and check on that steak. Alright, back inside. Start off with, we're going to season my little zucchini squash a little bit with some pepper and a little bit of fresh salt. That's all it needs. Could do more, but that's all I'm going to use right now. Let's get down to the main business. This ribeye. That right there, it's a piece of meat. Unwrap this bone. Look at that. Looks great. Alright. Let's see how this turned out. Get it cut down the middle. Look at that. Perfect. Like it usually is. Not to brag, but I've been doing a few of these. I can generally get it just the way I want it, by feel. Can't tell you exactly how. There are some guides out there that kind of generally give you an idea, but I just know the feel of what I like, and I'm able to hit it just about every time. And in this case, we've got about an hour to an hour and a half's worth of smoke, so there's going to be plenty of smoke flavor in here. And done well. Come back with a little taste test. Alright, see how this tastes. It's definitely tender. Just the right amount of smoke and cooked, and it's very tender. By cooking it slower in the beginning and warming it up slow, maintain those juices, and it's tender. We'll see how the zucchini squash is. Look at that. Properly cooked. So a slight amount of firmness, but still soft and ready to eat. Excellent with just some salt and pepper. With that, I'm going to finish this. I'll see you guys in the next one.